Hey guys, it's Brian with Pintech. Today we're going to take a look at the Roland TD6 module. Now I'm using the original TD6, but these settings will also work with the newer TD6B module. A couple of things we're going to look at are the settings for the ride cymbal. We've gotten a lot of questions about how to set up the ride so that you get the bell to work and the bow of the cymbal to work. We're also going to take a look at the settings for toms 2 and 3 because you can use a Y adapter with those inputs and split it and use either two pads, or you can use a dual zone drum pad and get head and rim sounds or any other sound you want to assign to the rim. So let's go ahead and take a look at this module and get those settings. To get to the parameter areas, we're going to hold down the shift button and press edit. It's going to take us to utility. We're going to scroll over to trigger basic, and then I'm going to press enter. Okay, you'll notice that it takes us to our trigger type, to the bank itself. Okay, our snare drum and all of our toms we've got selected as being the PD120 type. Okay, our kick drum is going to be the KD type, and then all of our cymbals are CY type. Okay, I'm going to press the arrow over. It's going to take us to our sensitivity. For all of our snare and all of our toms, the sensitivity is at 6. Our kick drum is set at 8. My hi-hat cymbals set at 10, crash set at 10, and ride are set at 10. Okay, arrow over, we're at our threshold. I have the threshold at 4 on all of the cymbals, 4 on all of our toms and our snare, and 4 for our kick drum. The curve on everything is going to be linear. Okay, the crosstalk cancel on the snare I have set at 80. 80 on all of our toms, 20 on the kick drum, and then 40 on all of our cymbals. Okay, now we're going to hit the exit button. That's going to take us back to trigger basic. I'm going to arrow over one time to trigger advanced. Press enter. The scan time on all of our cymbals is set at 0.5 milliseconds. For all of our drums, the toms, and the snare at 1.6 milliseconds. It's also 1.6 milliseconds for your kick drum. The re-trigger cancel for our snare is at 3. It's also 3 for our toms. Set at 5 for the kick drum, 3 for the hi-hat, crash, and the ride cymbal. Okay, the mask time for the snare, toms, cymbals I have set at 0. I have it set at 4 milliseconds for the kick drum. Okay, the rim sensitivity for our snare is set at 7. Let's take a look real quick. I'm going to exit out. I'm going to go back to trigger basic, hit enter. Let's take a look at toms 2 and 3. I have rim sounds assigned to those two toms. Now you can use a Y adapter and use two different pads, but I'm just got a dual zone drum plugged into those inputs. For the rim on tom 2, I have a crash, and then on tom 3, I have an additional tom assigned for tom 4. Now you'll notice the trigger type is PD6. I've got that type selected, and I'm using the standard settings for those pads. And the sensitivity is at 6 for the rims. The threshold's at 10. It's a linear curve. Crosstalk cancel is up to 80. Okay, let's exit out of that. Take a look at the advanced settings real quick. Scan time is 1.6. Re-trigger cancel at 3. Mask time is 0. Let's take a look at the ride symbol. Okay, I hit exit twice to go back out. I'm going to hit the edit button again, and you notice it says instrument. You'll notice that our ride symbol has two different sounds, the bow and the bell. Now the standard kits, okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit enter so we can look at the instrument. The standard kit, you're going to find that the ride symbol is going to say something along the lines of RDX. You'll see the X right here to the side. If you have that particular type sound programmed where it has the X, generally you're not going to get a bell on the bell sound because it works based upon velocity. The harder you strike the cymbal, it starts to produce a bell sound. If you want to actually separate those two, you need to make sure that you have the standard ride, RD, assigned for the bow, and then on the bell, you have the RDB assigned so that you get the two different variations. Once you've made all of your trigger changes, all you have to do is press the kit button. It's going to take you back to your drum kit and it'll save all of those settings. That covers the settings for the TD6 module. If you have any questions, please send us an email or join us online on Pintech's forum. You can access it through Pintech's website, pintechworld.com. Until then, take care and keep drumming.